Greetings, comrades. This is I'm Caleb, back with another retro gaming video. Back to the Super NES, and I present to you my first ever taste of Doom. As I mentioned many times in the past, and it just starts you in the game right now. But yeah, this was my first ever taste of Doom on the Super NES. And I know, not the best version of the game to play, but you know, you have to start somewhere. And this is where I started. But yeah, despite its flaws, I enjoyed the game, you know. And like I said before, this game has sentimental value to me. Yeah, I know it's not the best version to play, but hey, like I said, you gotta start somewhere. But yeah, it was unique for the time. They managed to get Doom to work on the Super NES thanks to the Super FX2 chip. But of course, okay, yeah, Y is shoot. And yeah, you have strafing at the shoulder buttons. X changes your weapon. And yeah, A. Okay, assuming B strafing. Just gotta. Yeah, B. No, B's sprinting. I said strafing. The shoulder buttons are strafe, and A activates stuff. But you can see how muddy it looks, especially from a distance. Like, you can't tell what you're shooting at. Another interesting thing is that due to limitations, enemy sprites only face forward. Like, they don't have side sprites or anything like that. But, you know, having played this version a lot, I kind of figured out where most of the secrets are. You'll notice, yeah, the floors and ceilings don't have textures. So a lot of the other versions of Doom have that, but again, due to the limitations here, the Super NES version doesn't. And you notice there are no walls here. There's no fences here this time. You get stuck easily, geez. Man, I feel for the speedrunners who had to play through this version. Because it's just a slog. I barely made that. So look at that shoddy. But for a distance, yeah, it looks like everything's covered in Vaseline. Yeah, it's kind of laggy, kind of sluggish compared to the other versions of this game. All right. Yeah, they don't have the gibbing sprites either. Again, really sluggish version. It's not as fast-paced as it's definitely not as fast-paced as the other versions. I'll take UZ Doom over this any day, I'll tell you that right now. But like I said, you have to start somewhere. See, indoors is not too bad, but outdoors in the larger areas, yeah, it can get a little slow. But at least the auto aim kind of works. But yeah, look. See how it looks here? You can't even... You can barely see what's in those windows over there. Let's get the chain gun. So we got a backpack, we got some more ammo. There's a bit of sound cut off too. It was impressive that they managed to fit this game on a Super Nintendo cartridge, but as Ian Malcolm would say, your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think that they should. It's not the worst version of Doom for consoles. That goes like the 3DO version and the Sega Saturn version. Yeah, you can't even tell you're just by looking at that. That's leakage, and that'll hurt you. That being said, you know, my dad and I, we played this version a lot. You know, figure all the secrets and extra weapons are at. And funny thing about this version, in order to play like the Shores of Hell and Inferno, you can't play on I'm Too Young to Die or Hey Not Too Rough. Like, you have to play at least Hurt Me Plenty. And Nightmare, forget about it. You might as well try to play a game off the controller at that point. But again, credit where credit's due. It is impressive they managed to put this game on a Super Nintendo cartridge. And like I said, this game has sentimental value to me. My dad and I played it a lot back in the day, and this is the game that got me hooked into the Doom universe. It's the reason I still play Doom to this day. Granted, not this version, but I still had to get a copy from eBay because, you know, something to remember my father by. Honestly, without him and me playing this game, I probably wouldn't be playing Doom. Yes, it was this version that got me hooked on Doom. We eventually got Doom 64, played that a lot. Loved the creepier atmosphere and graphics and stuff. And of course I played the proper classic Doom version of Doom 3, the Collector's Edition. And yeah, then getting them on Steam, and using source ports to play mods and stuff like that, new maps and stuff. Which, as flawed as this port is, I'll just say this. Without me playing this version, I probably wouldn't be playing Doom and getting so invested in it. And without Doom in my life, I probably wouldn't be doing YouTube. You get the sounds are not that great, so looking back at now, but like I said, you gotta start somewhere. But yeah, it's definitely far from the best console version. The best console, in my opinion, is the PS1 version. That to me is the best console port of Doom. Even though it kind of ditched the classic tunes that like creepier music, which I didn't mind. It was pretty good. It even had maps from Doom 2. What's really weird is that someone actually made a source port of this version of Doom, and someone even managed to recreate Sigil, John Romero's unofficial sequel to Doom, or 5th episode of Doom, in this version, which is kind of crazy. And even more so, Limited Run Games made a special version that allowed for circle strafing, and also added the missing levels from the current episodes, and added Thy Flesh Consumed, which, yeah, if you know your Doom, you know, it had 4 episodes, and the Super NES version only had 3, the first 3. Knee Deep in the Dead, The Shores of Hell, and Inferno. It didn't have Thy Flesh Consumed. It would be really crazy if someone tried to put Doom 2 on the Super NES. Though I don't think the addition of a Super Shotgun would be enough to help the Super Nintendo version. Kind of like ugly look in the distance. I mean, the 32X version performed better, but the sound was way worse. If you know, you know. How's he still alive? I don't know what difficulty this is. I want to say hurt me plenty. Yeah. So dark, you can barely see the walls there. Okay. See if we can get to this. Well, I guess that's a good way to end the video. But yeah, Doom for the Super NES, comrades. Again, not the best version of Doom to play, far from it. But as I said earlier, it has sentimental value to me. So yeah, I don't think anything else needs to be said about this. Again, I only hunted this down because it has, like I said, sentimental value. My dad and I played it a lot, and it's a game that introduced me to the Doom franchise. But if you must have a console version, get the PS1 version. Or if you're crazy enough, the Atari Jaguar version, even though it has no music. But I still prefer this over the Sega Saturn 3DO versions. I never played them, but I've heard nothing good about those ports. Especially the 3DO version where it was rushed. I think you know the story by now. So anyway, this is Unforgiven Caleb signing out. Y'all have a good day, and find a better version to play Doom.